Hey guys, it's Gary with ManView. I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. It's been a few months, but we're getting back into the realm of things. It is fall 2023. It's a little chilly out in the air here in New York on Long Island. So what I wanted to do is do a quick review on our last maintenance thing we're going to do for our lawns before we tuck them away for the winter. So now that the grass isn't growing anymore and it's kind of chilly out, other than getting the leaves off the lawn, there is something else you want to do to really prep it to make it look super green and awesome for next season as it comes in. So with no further ado, let's jump in. So how do we get our lawns to go from this to more like this in about 2.5 weeks? Let's take a look. So here's what my lawn looked like going into early summer. This is past the spring, beginning of the summer on here. It doesn't look awful, doesn't look great. I watered it, did the typical watering. I fertilized it early, was raking it up. So I was doing everything I thought I was doing for the lawn to make it look as green and dark as possible, but it was still patchy with brown spots in areas. But I got it to eventually look like this in just 2.5 weeks. So what did that? One extra step was doing this, which I've never done before. I use the Greenworks Dethatching mower. This is a corded one. It's not battery. You guys know I love the battery stuff, especially Ryobi. But this is a corded one, and it's 14-inch. It comes with 2 different blades. I'll show you that in a second. But what this really does is it pulls up all the dead grass that's laying below that green surface that you see from a distance. This has 4 wheels, so it makes it really easy to pivot. It folds up, so it's really easy to store. It's got safety handles on it, push button start. It came boxed, very, very neat and easy. I laid everything out here so you guys can see it. It does come with 2 blades, a tine blade and a regular dethatching blade, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Very easy to put together. It took about maybe 15 minutes to put everything together and test it out. And it's got that rhinoplastic, so it's not going to rust, not going to crack. You bang it around, very lightweight, so it's very easy to maneuver or to. Okay, so here's what the lawn originally looked like. And as you see, as you get closer to the lawn, you can see the brown spots here where all the dead grass is laying underneath the green grass. I took a video here to try to kind of show you as you get on top of the lawn and you look down, it looks awful. It looks horrible. There's a lot of dead grass in there, from cutting it, and I pick up my clippings. So, but not everything goes into the bag. It settles down, and I've never done this on my lawn in the 20 years I lived here. So let's take a jump back and again to look at the Greenworks. This is the 14-inch model. They have several different models, so in different price ranges. This ran about $159 at the time that I purchased it. So you can see here again, it's got basically all the same features as almost every other one I saw. Underneath here, there's the dethatching blade, very easy to pop out. This is the blade it comes with, so it does get an extra one, which is the tine blade, which does a lighter fall pickup, which is what I'm doing now. It's super easy to move out and replace. You unscrew that, flip it up, pop the blade out, and drop the new one in. So again, this one here has pretty much everything you're going to need for your fall and your summer dethatching. You do that twice a year. The problem is I did it in the beginning of the summer and found out you're supposed to do this in the beginning of the spring, super early spring. So I kind of beat up my lawn and it took a little extra time for it to come back. So you do this early in the spring and in the fall, which is I'm about to do now. So here's a couple of short videos, and I apologize, I'm not really sure why, but the video camera kept just going in and out of focus. Not really sure, maybe it was because the distance I was doing, but neither here nor there. I apologize, I didn't see that until after the video was done. But as I'm moving along here, you can see you move slowly, and if you hit a little bit of the grass, it gets a little tough, just pull back, go through it again. But look at all the dead grass it's pulling up on a lawn that looks fairly normal. For the most part, it's not great, but again, I did this in the beginning of the summer. And it was way too late in the season to do that because the grass was starting to come alive. I was watering it, it was getting greener and greener, and that kind of messed me up. So here's a couple of still shots of the left side hasn't been touched, the right side. Obviously, I've gone over it, so it is picking up a lot. This is what it looks like when I was done with the lawn. It just pulled up a lot. I was super happy with all the dead grass it took up. I didn't know it was kind of going to stunt the growth of my grass, so it kind of messed me up. In regards to, I had to wait a couple weeks. Here it is. I cleaned up all the dead stuff off of it. Now it looks worse than what I started with. Here's an aerial shot of it. It looks horrible. Here's what it looked like about 2.5 weeks later. What a drastic difference it is in the greenness of it. So here's the before, here's the during, and here's the after. So you can see pretty easily that within a 2 to 3 week span that just dethatching your lawn is going to make a major difference in the greenness, the thickness of it, and it's just going to help the lawn breathe better. It's going to help the water absorb better into your soil. And depending on your lawn, it's not really going to take all that long to do. My lawn wasn't huge, as you saw, so it took me probably about a half hour to do all of that. So again, you need to do this in the very, very early spring. You need to do this, and you need to do it in the fall. Once the grass has stopped growing, and you've cut it kind of for the last time, kind of picking up those fall leaves, you're going to want to go through this again and do the dethatch and use the tine blade on it. Those are wire blades. You're going to want to go through that again, and that'll be just enough to get all that stuff up from the summer and let it get a lot of aeration and everything else through the winter. The ice and snow will melt through it if you're in that kind of region. And of course, you're going to do it again in the very, very early spring. You're going to do that first before you start your fertilizing and everything else and getting it prepped up for the summer. So guys, again, I love this. I wish I had done this years earlier, and I had not, and my lawn would have looked a whole lot better. Every year you do this, it will just get nicer and nicer and thicker and thicker. So I'm really excited to go into the next few years with this. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope that was helpful. Even if you're not using the Go Green brand or using a different one, there's all different types of models, ones with the cords, ones with the batteries, different size, different price ranges, whatever works for you. But that's just part of the care system for your lawn. As always, it would mean a lot to me if you guys would hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you thought this video was helpful or you learned something from it, or if you have a friend who's struggling with their lawn, maybe they could use this video and share it over with them. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on ManView.